Matthew, who would have thought we'd both be sat here in Portsmouth, you preparing for the Motor Super Series today, fresh from your Iceland Masters win, and I think everybody here has expected my questions to be a joke between us, but it's going to be the total opposite because I really want to get the public to know you like I know you. But first of all, you're here in the capacity as a player. Just give us a little bit about your form, your assessment, your expectations.
Form? There isn't one really. I've played one tournament or two tournaments now, which was over in Iceland, which happened since August, and that was tough going. It was tough work. I text a friend and someone who works as an agent for me at 11:30 in the morning, and the text said, "I'm finished." And underneath that, I sent another one and I says, "I can't even feel the dart in my hand," which is to do with the issue I've been facing with the injuries that have seen me out since August. Now, heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to text that message out, and I believed it. I actually believed it. And for me, it was got a couple of obligations that I've signed up to as part of trying to see where I am, see how this treatment's working. But as far as I was concerned, it wasn't. It wasn't going to work for me. And, well, it was near tears, to be honest with you. I'm sort of getting a bit welled up even now just speaking about it, because I've played darts my whole life. And to some people, they'll say it's just a game, but it's not just a game. It's been a lifestyle. It's been what I've sacrificed my life for. I've missed a big portion of my children growing up in order to travel around to play this game. But right now, off the back of that Iceland Masters win, one thing I felt is a bit of responsibility. I can't quit, because the level of support I got from people off the back of that, the text messages, the amount of people that contacted me to reach out and say how happy they was for me or watched me do that and was watching me either on Darts Connect or the stream. I also feel now there's an element of responsibility to do whatever I can to do my absolute best to reward that support, even if it is just maybe having one World Championship appearance.
Yeah, how can I go into something fun? I think that was the expectation when people thought I was going to be interviewing you today. A couple of things that you said there sort of resonated with me. You know, I was at the top of the world and all of a sudden, you know, I'm finished now. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that text? You know, was it genuine? Did you think this really is it? And what a difference 24 hours can make.
100%. I thought that was it. I even said to my partner who was there at the time that let's just go. You know, we've done the group stage. Let's just leave it. We won't bother with the knockout stage, because I genuinely didn't think I could possibly win the whole event. And it just shows you like what time difference makes. You mentioned there about like we're sat here now having this conversation at the most. It wasn't many sleeps ago. This would have been a Pro Tour match. And you was the Premier League champion, and I was qualifying for the World Championships, and I was in the top 64 in the world, and everything was looking. And it just shows like how time can change so quick, and appreciate what you've got.
Yeah, but don't forget, Matthew, you told me, Glenn, there's gold at the end of the rainbow. It's not all about playing dart. And I don't know if you remember that conversation that you said to me, and it's something that I did cling to. And I honestly say to you now, happier than I was when I was the Premier League champion. So many doors have been opened, so many things have been doing. And, you know, just sort of them words that you gave me that time, because everyone thought that everything, we hated each other. And then to sort of work with you and get to know you a little bit. When you said, you know, when you'd done that interview, and when you were talking there, I could feel the emotion in your voice. It does take us back to tonight, though, the Motor Super Series. It is business. You know, you're here. Group B must feel good, the fact it's only best of five games, and, you know, it's sort of the ideal group. If you'd have been in Group A, Group B, stroke Group C, it could have been a little bit tough on the body.
I couldn't have done it. It had to be Group B, and that's what I mentioned when we agreed to me to come into the Super Series. It has to be Group B, because the other thing is, if this starts going wrong, which I genuinely feel like it could go brilliant, but the fact that I don't know is a unique thing. Now, before I'd go on to any stage in the world, and granted, I wasn't a champion, but I felt I could win it. Whether I did or I didn't, I believed I could. I sit here today and I don't know if I'm that guy.
That's really interesting, because I was the opposite. I was travelling the last 18 months knowing I was going to lose. So it is really interesting to see. And we're all keen to see how you do today. I'm sure, you know, your game with Scott Mitchell's been highlighted as the battle of the commentators. But, you know, while I've got you for a few minutes, I want people to get to know the real Matthew Ed, because, you know, the guy seems brash. The guy seems confident with Edgar TV. The guy seems really funny. But when you meet you, you're actually quietly spoken and, dare I say, a little shy. Can you just take me back to Edgar TV? Because how did it start, and, you know, where do you see it going? I know you're working with Modus on some of the exhibitions, and if you can just try and get a little flavour out to the people who are watching now, a little bit about you.
there's a couple of different stories to how it started. The real one, though, is I was about to play Michael Van Gerwen in the Players' Championship finals on stage on broadcasted TV. And I had a couple of mates round, and we was playing a bit of silly games and having a few drinks, a few beveraginos, and we ended up recording myself, interviewing myself about the Michael Van Gerwen game, and for whatever reason, I stuck it on YouTube. And I woke up the next morning, I thought, what have I done? And I looked on it, it had like 6,000 views, and it's been picked up by different darts news sites and things, and they're all sharing it, and everyone was loving it. And I thought, I'll leave it up. And I went down there, and Michael came up to me himself, and he shook my hand, and he says, you've got to keep doing that. That was brilliant. It wasn't exactly those words. I can't repeat the exact words he said, but it was along those lines. And I was like, okay, I'll go down the alley pally because I've qualified for the World Championship. I'll turn up early and make a bit of a joke video, one of your favourite Edgar TV episodes. And off the back of that, I really found a passion for it. I like learning new skills. And I was learning how to edit videos. I was learning how to put them together. I was learning how to sort of make it interactive and engaging. And now it's something, like I say, I couldn't live without. And I said it gives me what I feel a sense of responsibility now to put everything I can in so I can show people that it's always worth fighting.
Yeah, so listen, just finally, I just want to, sort of people just to wish it all the best from me. Like I said, I think the expectation tonight is I'm going to be on comms, but I'm going to be treating this like the real ultimate professional that I want to be and aspire to be as a commentator. And I just wanted to sort of people to see the real you. I think it's difficult. I think even when I speak to people, I said, you bet you hate him, Glenn. I bet you all this, that, and the other. But I genuinely wish you all the very best for tonight. Go out and enjoy it. Like I said, it's a game of darts in the end, and play with a smile on your face and all the very, very best.
Cheers, Glenn. Thank you.